Going to circle back now to a story that we've been tracking today, and that is that 5-day work week for early childhood educators from 2025, following an announcement from the Social and Family Development Ministry.
For more on this, we have with us in the studios Tan Chee. He is Chief Executive of the Early Childhood Development Agency, which oversees the sector here in Singapore. Chee, thank you for coming in today.
Great to be here.
Yeah, it's a very big push, big changes for this sector. Why is it necessary for Singapore, though?
Well, the early childhood sector has been identified as an important sector for families to provide support to parents for caregiving, as well as education for the young ones before they enter primary school. So as far as the ECDA is concerned, we think that this move will really help our educators achieve better work-life balance. And when their well-being is better achieved, I think they will do a better job looking after our children.
Now, we all think of childcare teachers, but there's a lot more, there are many more roles that support this sector. What are the specific types of jobs that you feel might be the toughest to fill in early childhood education, and which are the ones that you're hoping to then attract more people to?
Sure. I think over the years, we have seen demand for infant care as well as the early years educators grew. Part of the reason why we have to put in place a skills framework is actually to let the potential educators know, even for the younger years, there's a certain skills progression, career progression for them. And I think that is the growth area that we are focusing on. And we hope that improvements in the working conditions will really help to draw in more Singaporeans to this sector and help us actually grow the sector.
Chee, we were talking about the draw of the 5-day work week, right? It's a very big factor in all of this. There are other factors to consider as well, of course, but how much of a draw is it going to be? And more specifically, for mid-career people who want to join this sector, what's it going to mean for them?
Sure. Well, we have done a quite extensive survey as well as focus group discussions with both educators and operators. I think they tell us that really because of the extensive working hours they have with the children, actually having 2 days of 2 days of work in the weekend to recharge and actually spend time with the family is very important. And we do think that it's also important to help our educators maintain their both physical and mental well-being, so they come back to the preschools refreshed for the whole week.
Yeah, that's really critical, isn't it? And it's probably one of the sectors that still has a 6-day work week. Yeah, a lot of sectors have already done away with it. So I guess the question would be, what took you so long to get to this point? And secondly, why take even longer to implement it?
Yes.
2025.
Yeah. Well, I think the agency did look into opportunities to transit, but the sector is here to serve our families and help the parents look after the children. And we do know that even though the 5-day work week has been set in motion many years back, it does take a while to sift through the entire economy. And as such, we really do need to look after the caregiving needs of these families who need the Saturday service. Yeah. Why are we going to take up to 2025? I think it really gives time, not just for the parents to find alternative caregiving arrangements, either with family members or arrangements with the employers, but also for operators themselves to come to some new arrangements, working arrangements with the educators, so settle some of this, so that I think when we transit 25, I think everybody will be in a good place.
Yeah, it is going to be a big change, though, for those parents who need those services, even though the current demand for Saturday service is quite low. But there are those people who, work on weekends who need it. There are people in this newsroom, as an example, who they work on Saturday. And if they have children, they will need such services as well. So what does it mean for them? What kind of a change is it going to mean?
Well, when we spoke to them and we also sort of explore what the options out there, I think one of the key changes I think we hope to see is really in the workplace. I think many of these parents, I think, would benefit from having a more frank conversation with employers on their needs, so that at least one parent could sort of be at home on Saturdays to love the children. Other than that, I think conversations within the family as well as options in the community. We do have an informal sector that offers child minding services. And in the community, we know that there are some organizations that offers activities for the children.
Yeah.
So I think for this period, up to the full implementation in 2025, we will try to also explore how we can make these options better for these families.
Now, maybe I can broaden the conversation to the way you're hoping to transform the industry, come up with a roadmap for the industry. One of the priorities that you've mentioned is to address evolving preschool needs. How have these evolved specifically on the preschool level, and how are you addressing the challenges?
I think when you have heard of some of the challenges in terms of getting places, especially for the new estates, where actually there's a lot of young families with young children. So one of the innovations we did was a large childcare center, up to 501,000 packs, and it's quite big. But we took that challenge and turned it into an opportunity, because now we have a custom-built facility where children have lots of places to do outdoor learning, etc. So I think it's this type of opportunities that we're looking for. I think in the years to come, we are looking at improving the preschool to be more inclusive, so that children with more diverse learning needs can be better supported as well. So these are some of the models we're exploring in the years to come.
And Mr. Tan, it's been really nice having you on board and speaking with us. We've been speaking there with Tan Chee, Chief Executive of the Early Childhood Development Agency.